Welcome back, everyone. Today we will look at some activities that we can do when we're not sure how to spend our time. Maybe you find yourself that you spend a lot of time scrolling on social media, wasting a lot of time and not using your time in the most efficient way. Then this list could be for you. The other day I reflected on how I could make it easier to know what to spend my time on, what things that really matters, what is important. And instead of having tens of thousands of different things that I could possibly do and not really sure on a daily basis what to choose, I created different categories of different tasks where if I spend time in those, I would be certain that that would have a good outcome in the future. And for you, the categories might look totally different and the activities might be totally different. These specific categories I designed for myself because I have a small business. I have made some money that I have invested and I want to take care of my health and spend time in nature and be happy at the same time. So I named these categories A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H to make it really simple. And the first one, A, is working with customers, doing client work or having sessions with customers, or when I produce music for my customers, for example, or when I have voice lessons for customers. Super obvious, this is when you take care of the customers you have, deliver awesome work, and make them really happy and solve their problems. So the second category, B, has to do with creating new customers or selling to your existing customers. It could be sending emails to your email list or your existing customers. It could be making a social media campaign. It could be sending a thank you card or letter to one of your existing customers, or sending them a gift on their birthday or on New Year's, for example. The third category, C, is having calls with potential customers. So that means that you basically, from the previous category, you generate interest and they book a call with you, and now you have that sales call with them and hopefully they sign up. The fourth category, D, has to do with 10x deals, and that is if you have made some money that you have invested that you want to grow, basically. That could mean within your business to look at ways on how to grow that capital. It could also mean if you own some money privately with outside of your company, how do you make that grow in the best way? Is it in index funds? Is it in buying a house or a small summer house that you could rent out? Is it buying and keeping art, for example, or some other thing that you have expertise in? So ways how you can grow your capital, basically. Number 5, E, has to do with becoming better, studying, taking specific courses to improve your skills. That could mean to become better at the craft that you do for your customers. For me, for example, I could become a better voice coach and take lessons from excellent voice coaches myself, or in the music production, I could study what other music producers are doing. And these are some things that I've been doing that has helped me enormously to increase my prices. If you invest in something that you have an expertise in, you could set aside time to become even better at that area each day. For example, Warren Buffett, he spends so much time reading annual statements and comparing different companies, getting a clear understanding on how to value different businesses. So if you collect art, you could borrow all the books you can possibly find on that painter, and you could read them and write notes for yourself. And then when you go out to look at art, to look at pieces to add to your collection, you simply know more than others in that field. The fifth category, F, is spending time with people who are better than you. This is a very important category that's easy to forget, because it can be a little bit uncomfortable. But someone said that if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You basically want to be in rooms where you have the least experience, where others are more experienced and are better than you. Because then your inner thermostat will fight so that you fit into that group. So that will really be a great way to get your drive going. If you only spend time with people on the same level as you or below you, or people who have the same net worth or lower than you, then you will lose your drive. You won't be feeling the need to do more. The seventh category, G, I wrote down nature and exercise, and those for me are really important ones, because when we exercise we stay sharp mentally. This is very, very important, because when we exercise the mind will stay sharp, and also we keep fit and we stay healthy longer. For example, my grandfather, he became 95 and a half, and he stayed really sharp in his mind his entire life. And that was a lot due to him being really physically active in the later years in his life. So for me, taking care of myself is important, because then I make smarter decisions, basically. And also, I love spending time in nature. That's my favorite way to wind down and to come out of my own head, so to speak, and to connect with nature. So that is something that I really enjoy doing. Number 8, H. This is a way, if you have downtime, maybe you have time on a weekend, someone canceled a meeting or something. This is where you can spend time improving the value of the assets that you own. And that could look in many different ways. For example, if you own a house and there is an economic downturn, so you don't have so much client work to do, you could spend that downtime renovating your own home, for example, because that will increase the value of that asset. You'd also save a ton of taxes, because you don't need to pay another company who then needs to pay salaries and pay a huge amount of tax to their employees. So if you do that yourself, you could really save a lot of taxes and improve the value of that asset, and which leads to your net worth growing, basically. So if you ever find yourself that you're not sure how to spend your time, if you have downtime during the day, if you have a week when you don't have so much client work, for example, you could take one of these categories, you could spend a few hours doing that, and you know that that would pay off for you in the future. Because we really want to spend our time wisely, so that the work that we do now will pay us greater in the future, basically. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next week.